Good morning. Hello to everyone. Y'all, I'm pulling away from the house, so we may get disconnected. So let me hurry up. Let me hurry up because we may get disconnected. This weather here is this typical, Central Virginia weather. 50 degrees the next. It's okay. We're back. And this is full on coffee in this cup. If y'all know the month that I've had, you gonna give me this one. I was doing so good. I was having a great, run of drinking green tea or, anything else, my lemon water, anything else but coffee. And if y'all knew the month that I had, you gonna give me this one, okay? So I'm gonna drink this coffee. So, good morning. I have a question for everyone. I have a question because this month, I don't know what's going on in March. I really don't, but it's breakup season. I don't know if the whole, how they say the cuffing season is in the fall and the winter. And I don't know if those same people that got together in the fall and the winter are now breaking up. They're now realizing, okay, this might not be the person I want to stay with. And I just utilize that season, I just kind of, for lack of a better word, I use that person in that season, to get through that cold winter months. I don't know what's going on, but, spring equinox was it last week or was it this week? Anyway, maybe it was this week. Spring, yeah, or it was last week. And the new moon, spring is here. We have this new moon. And y'all, when I tell you, everywhere I turn, like people are breaking up, ending their dating situation, their situationship, their friends with benefits, or whatever they got going on, it's over. Okay, it's over. And I'm going to make some breakup content because so many people right now need it. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if now, spring has sprung and people, whoever they cuffed in the fall and the winter, now they want to be done with them and they want to move on to something else. They want to leave the house. I don't know what's going on. But it's everywhere. Everywhere. My clients, my coaching clients, my friends, myself, like everywhere I turn, it's everywhere. So I'm going to make some breakup content. I'm going to make a couple of reels related to breakups. And y'all are not going to here's the one thing you're not going to like. You're not going to like my advice and my suggestion for handling a breakup when a relationship ends. And that's whether you end the relationship or the person ends the relationship with you. Like, you're not going to like the advice. However, it works. It really does work long term. And here's the thing I want you to know about this whole breakup thing is in the short term, you are hurting. You are confused. You are angry. You are frustrated. You're sad. You're melancholy. You're reflecting. You got all these feelings going on. And in the short term, you want to feel better. You want to feel better. And so you're going to reach for things to feel better. And that's human nature. When we're hurting, we want to ease that pain. Like that, the brain is going to take you to things and people and places to help you ease that pain. So for me personally, that looks like running away, right? The first thing that goes through my mind is, I need to go somewhere. I need to go on a trip. I need to fly somewhere. I need to be in a different city, a different state, a different town, a different country. That's my knee-jerk reaction to a breakup. That's my knee-jerk reaction to something, something romantic ending. That's my knee-jerk reaction. And y'all, if I could be honest, if my money wasn't funny right now, that's exactly what I would have done. That's exactly what I would have done. I would have taken my laptop. I would have packed my bag. I would have booked a ticket anywhere. I kid y'all not, anywhere. I would have booked a ticket anywhere. And I would have been clean out, okay, for about 5 straight days. I would have went somewhere by myself. I would have rented an Airbnb or a hotel and I would have seen my clients virtually, and I would have been clean out. Okay, that's how I respond to a breakup. I'd be gone. Okay, I've done that so many times. I remember one time, and I was like in my 20s. I was real young. I went through a bad breakup. I kid y'all not. I got in my car. I packed a bag, got in my car, and I just drove. I just drove south. Like I drove south, and when I tell y'all, I was gone for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I kid you not. Like my mother, my father, people was looking for me. It was bad. Like people were like, where are you? What is happening right now? What's going on? Yeah, I just am like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. Here's the thing that's interesting about this way I have of dealing with a breakup, this way I have of dealing with something romantic ending. So there's science behind it. I didn't even know this. Now I know there's science behind the way I handle it. And the science is this: when you put yourself in a whole new place, like when you go to a whole new city, state, country, or whatever, right? The part of your brain that's hurting, the part of your brain that's sad and is hurting and is crying and is lonely, that part of your brain has to be deactivated. You have to deactivate that part of your brain so that you can be in this new environment. Like you don't know where anything is. You don't know where to eat. You don't know where to stay. You've never been to this place. And so it activates that prefrontal cortex in your brain to say, all right, dummy, you can't be sitting here, crying or whatever. You got to figure out where you're going. Like you got to figure out where the hotel is. You got to figure out where you're going to eat. You got to figure out, whatever, right? And so it activates that prefrontal cortex. And for however long that you're there, you're not sad. You're not but so sad. And because it's activating a part of your brain that it needs to kick in for you to survive. Like, okay, you're in a new place. You don't know where you're going. You don't know, what's going on. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that crying. We don't have time for that heartbreak. I need you to, survive. I basically need you to figure out what you're doing, figure out where you're going. We don't have time to do that. And so I was like, man, so years later, I find out this piece of science and it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense why I do that, because I do feel better. I go off somewhere and I try to go somewhere warm. I try to go somewhere with a beach, or water or whatever. And I go somewhere warm and I can only be but so sad. Like I can only be but so sad in that situation. And it just flips a switch. It flips a switch in my brain that makes the pain, makes the hurt a little more tolerable. And so I was like, man, that makes so much sense. I never understood the science behind why I do what I do when I'm going through something. But yeah, that's why. But that song, she's a runner, she's a track star, that is definitely me. Like every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that's what I be doing. Like I be running clean away, and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better. It helps me to like deal with all those emotions, at least temporarily. And then I have to come back and deal with it. And then also I'm a big believer in, rip the Band-Aid off. Just rip the Band-Aid off. And y'all, it is going to hurt. What is so fascinating to me is people want to hack the pain. You want to hack the pain. You want to leave somebody or have somebody leave you and you not feel a way about it. Like there is no such thing. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And here's why. When we date someone, when we care about someone, when we love someone, when we spend time with someone, our very brain changes. Like the synapses in our brain changes. We open up, all of these neural pathways to fit this person into our brain. So it's not even just our life, right? Because a lot of people, and I've done this too, where I have a breakup and I will change my furniture in my house. I will change my bedroom around. I will change my comforter set, my curtains. Like I will change things in my house to say, okay, this is changing, my environment, and this person's never been in this environment. So it does kind of hack, that. I say, okay, my bedroom looks different. My living room looks different. Everything looks different. This person's never been here before. And that's a way, again, that we try to hack. We try to hack that pain, hack the breakup. But the reality is, forget all that. Forget changing the environment. Forget changing your house and your brain changes. The neural pathways in your brain change when you're with a person. And then don't get me started about all the hormones, all the, the dopamine and the serotonin and the oxytocin, all the hormones that are just pumping through your body, that are bonding you to this person, the memories, like it's multi-layered. And we cannot hack that. We cannot hack that. And then this is the worst one of all. The stories that we tell ourselves. We tell ourselves stories. And depending on what that story is, like, it makes the breakup that much harder. Okay? It's easy to break up with a person when you are tired of hurting and feeling empty and not seen. That might be true, but honestly, again, your brain has changed to fit that person into your psyche. And so you're going to have some sort of feeling about that. But I agree, if that person has not been treating you well, sure. And even my divorce, and this has been over 20 years ago, even my divorce, like, I was married to a classic, I'm talking certifiable, diagnosable narcissistic personality disorder person. So this was before narcissism was the in thing, the hip thing. Oh no, this is 20 years ago, baby. And when I tell you, this man then and now still fits the diagnoses. And I ended that marriage. I knew it was the right thing to do and it was the best thing to do. And yet, y'all, it took me 5 long years. I've told this story. 5 long years to heal the wounds of that relationship. It took 5 long years. And what didn't help was that we had 3 children together. So it wasn't like I could run away or never see this person again or whatever. No, I had to keep dealing with him. I had to keep dealing with him till my kids turned 18, 19. I don't now. I don't deal with him anymore now. But I had to keep dealing with them. And so that's a special type of breakup. When you can't, stop dealing with that person. Because what I do is I treat it as a death. I treat it as a death. That person's dead. That person's gone. They're never coming back. They don't exist. Like, that's kind of how I treat it. Some people don't like that, but that's how I treat it. And I mourn the loss of that. I mourn the loss of what could have been. I mourn the loss of the love and the care or whatever it is we had. But I treat it as a death. It's that much harder when that person and you have children or reason to keep seeing each other. That is going to make the breakup 10 times, 20 times harder. It can be done, but you have to be very intentional about it. So you cannot hack the pain. That's the message today. You can't hack the pain. You have to feel it. You have to feel it. You have to let it stab you in your heart. And you have to feel that pain. You have to feel that wound. You have to pull that knife out and patch it up. And you have to let time do its thing. You have to be intentional about the work that you're doing with your breakup. There's just no way to hack that pain. I wish there was. I wish there was a pill I could take. I wish there was a memory loss pill that I could take to forget this person, get this person out of my brain, get this person out of my mind. Just forget them. I wish there was something I could do, but it's not. It's not. And that's what I've learned in all these years. There's just no way to hack the pain. You have to cope. You have to do things that make you feel a little bit better. And that's what I've been doing, reaching for things that make me feel better. Watching things that are funny, that make me laugh, spending time with people that make me feel good. Eating ice cream sometimes or having brownies, that warm brownies makes me feel amazing. Having coffee, makes the breakup so much better, just surrounding myself with my favorite things, my dog, my cats, my kids, we're going to the movies tonight. I went to the movies yesterday by myself, just surrounding myself with things that make me feel good. Yeah, she said, yes, feeling the pain is a reality, and you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. You cannot hack it. Everybody wants to hack everything, and you just can't. You've got to deal with it. You've got to walk in it. And remember, the whole going through, right? I'm going through something, but the bottom line is I'm going through. And how fast or slow you go through it is really up to you. I don't crawl through it. I don't slowly walk through it. I try to run through it. Like I be trying to run through that pain. Okay, I'm feeling it, but you know what? I'm not wallowing in it. I'm not stopping, and now I'm at a place where I'm not telling the story over and over. Like I just don't talk about it at all. I'm running through it. I'm running through it, but a big part of it is going to have to do with the story that you're telling yourself. If you're telling yourself a story of, I didn't matter, this person didn't love me, or they don't want me, there's something wrong with me. See, there's all these crazy stories that we tell ourselves, and that makes it that much harder. Something, what's wrong with me? I'm not good enough. See, when we tell ourselves that story, that makes it even worse. So don't do that to yourself. Don't tell yourself that story. And those stories are lies. Those stories are lies. Relationships end for so many reasons. So many reasons why relationships end. Here's the thing I want to tell you. If you've recently gone through this, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for trying. I'm proud of you for putting yourself out there. I'm proud of you for getting in the game. So not only did you go to the game, you got in it. You played the game, and you took, like I always say, I take shots. When there's an opening, I take my shot. Sometimes I make the shot. Sometimes I miss the shot. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep playing, and I'm going to keep taking shots. Okay. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for at least doing that. Okay. All right. I hope this was helpful for someone. Just be on the lookout. I'm going to make some reels today and tomorrow about breakups because so many people are going through it. She said, found my happy place and space. I'm so happy. That makes me feel happy. But yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. All right. Have a great Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, stay open to love.